Okay, so today we're going to try to talk about Combichrist's new album, No Redemption. You might have heard a little bit about what happened last year at Kinetic, certain little incidents involving we demanding better. Well, we're not going to really get into that aspect of it, but Mr. Khan is right. We do need to demand better because this album sucks balls. So this album was always going to have a bit of an uphill battle with me. I mean, it's the soundtrack for the video game series Devil May Cry. Soundtracks are notoriously harder than a regular album. Your hands are tied by the constraints of the rest of the overall project. I think what we ended up getting was just basically a straight up metal album. I mean, gone were all of the elements that make Combichrist Combichrist. Oh, I know all of the metal fans are out there going, whoa, wait, no, no, this isn't like a metal album. I'm not a metal fan. I stopped listening to Ministry because they got too plain metal sounding to me. And if you are a metal fan and you do listen to all the different subgenres of things, knock yourself out. To me, the subgenreing of all of the different types of music that are out there is getting a little bit retarded. I mean, we're at the point where if a band decides they release a song and every fourth note on the fourth bar is a triangle, suddenly that's going to become triangle metal, and it's just freaking retarded. We don't need subgenres for everything. This album is a metal album. That's just the way it is. Deal with it. So is it a good metal album? Well, maybe. Like I said, I'm not a big metal fan. So let's try to wrap my head around what I think of metal. Is it loud? Yeah, check. Is it fast? Yeah, check. Is it relentlessly in your face? Yeah, check. Sounds like a solid, good metal album. What's the problem? I don't hear anything that I couldn't go down to the local metal dive bar and hear. I mean, it's just standard metal. I can hear my local guys do this. It's not Combichrist. So yeah, I went back and I listened to Today We're All Demons just to make sure that I wasn't crazy. And yeah, Combichrist are a talented as crap group of guys. They can make some really good music. I mean, the whole messages thing aside, they're capable of so much more than what we got out of this album, I think. So if you ever offered the chance to record an album for a major game like Devil May Cry, by all means go ahead and do it. Write the soundtrack for it. But if it's going to tie your hands as far as the creative process, that it ends up sounding nothing like anything you've ever done and isn't true to what your project, your band is, don't release it under that name. Make a side project for doing that type of work. Something like that. Anything. Frontline Assembly did this to us last year with Airmac. That's a dubstep album. Whatever you think of that, okay. But that's not what's true to what Frontline Assembly traditionally has been doing. It's a radical departure. It should have a different name. Just like when Frontline Assembly wanted to do more world sounds, we got Delirium. Combichrist could have gone, now we're going to do a more straight metal album for this soundtrack. Okay, now I know what it is. Pick a different name, release it under that. Everybody is going to be happy. So yeah, I guess the final thing to end up saying on it really becomes, if you are a metal fan, then you might have a different take on this album than me. You might enjoy it. I'm not a metal fan. I don't like this album. Compared to other Combichrist, it just sucks.